I'm very sorry, but I have to say what a great group you are. And I have no idea what you said earlier. So closing remarks are really challenging. But I will say that there are, as you hear from everybody else, particularly for young people, this is the year to vote and to participate. It's not just for president, it's also for the Congress and the Senate. And the reason I say that is the more you listen to, I know this is not supposed to be completely partisan, but the more you listen to people who don't represent us, then the more you want to vote. And I want to say that from my perspective as an elected official in New York City, you know, as a woman, as somebody who came up through the women's movement and who has to every single day think about, okay, so are we dealing with education in Title I? Are we dealing with whatever dollars can come for transportation, for public transportation? Okay, what are we going to do about healthcare generally? Because so much of those dollars come from the public. What are we going to do about food stamps? Because that's 100%. The food that's at the school, that is 100% federal. And the list goes on and on and on about families. In urban America, I don't think some people like urban America. They don't like how diverse we are. They don't like that we need housing. That comes up a lot. All of that is at stake. And so from my perspective, voting is so important. I have a 33-year-old, that's my son, and then a 40-year-old. They're all old compared to you all. I'm old compared to you all. But the fact of the matter is they are out there trying to make a difference, and they see the challenges of trying to find a house, of trying to figure out what the next job is, of trying to figure out how they're going to raise a family and work. And that's all possible if people vote. Now, I'm also concerned about the Congress and the Senate, because you could have somebody who's good as president, but if they don't have a Congress and they don't have a Senate to work with, then not much is going to happen. You hear about the judges, that's no joke. You hear about the Supreme Court, but you forget about all the other federal courts. And when you get on a federal court, you're on for your life, at least at the current situation. So that's scary. People forget about the courts. That is the biggest, in some cases, issue about voting, because you're voting for judges when you vote. So I'm just excited to be here because you all have probably heard enough people speaking, but I can tell you that from my perspective, I was also head of the federal office for Mayor Dinkins. So I was in Washington a lot. And those markup of bills, they are all literally input down to the detail about urban America. And I remember we worked a lot on transportation because around the country, they like cars and they like highways. Well, we need public transportation. That is a different kind of person in power. People who actually care about urban America care about that. Climate is no joke. You know, we don't really know today or next week, I guess, is Climate Week. And then the question is, what happens locally? Everything happens locally in terms of dollars. I love the arts. I actually heard some people say they don't like the arts. They want to get rid of the national arts groups that do arts. How can you do that? How can you survive in school? I certainly couldn't without music and visual and theater and production. That's all part of what you are voting for. The list is long. So I'm just here to say thank you for participating. Thank you for understanding. Go vote. Thank you.